Hey everyone, it's Ann Stewart, broker at eXp Realty, and I'm going to give you 5 power pack tips on how to buy a house this summer, right in the midst of 2020, COVID, all the things. So stay tuned. Hey everyone, it is 5 tips, not 10, 5, to how to buy a house this summer during the midst of all the things we're going through. And there are people still out there buying, if you can believe it. You know, the one thing I've learned in almost 20 years of doing this is that sometimes even in the weirdest markets, when things are going just weird all over the place, sometimes it's one of the best times to buy. So, but you kind of need to know what's going on right now. I know if you've been watching my videos, you've probably heard a lot of these tips, but some of them are more important than others right about now. So the first tip is get pre-approved. I know this sounds like a broken record. I can't stress it enough. You wouldn't be surprised how even experienced buyers don't start that process in the very beginning because we all assume we're going to find a loan. And it's not that you won't find a loan. Chances are you will, but it may not be the right loan or the right terms, or maybe there's something in your financial picture that's kind of changed a little bit. Had a buyer yesterday who called up and said, we're in town from California. We're ready to start looking. We want to put an offer in on something this weekend. Sounds great, right? Well, we moved him over to a lender and quickly found out they're not quite ready to buy yet. Husband doesn't have enough work experience at his job, and therefore the wife would have to carry the loan. And there's some, delicate situations around that right now. So they're going to work towards getting ready. So get pre-approved. And the other reason why it's so important to get pre-approved is because we can't typically show homes in this market with COVID unless we can produce a pre-approval letter to the listing agent before we set up the showing. We didn't used to do that. We used to just let people come and go as we please, but it's just not that environment right now. Some people are being incredibly strict and they want to know that that person is qualified before they're entering into the home of their client, right? Makes sense. We're just in a different climate right now. Some people are just asking the question, are they pre-approved? Your agent has to know that you are ready, set, go. We're just not opening the doors and being loosey-goosey anymore. So pre-approval is important. Plus, you should always want to get pre-approved. You should always want to know what your financing options look like, what your mortgage payment looks like, what your buying power looks like. We will say it over and over again. You'll never stop hearing us say get pre-approved. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is mask up. I know we're probably all just wearing our masks and we're hearing it in the news and we're hearing it from friends and family, and it's mandatory in most cases, but be prepared to mask up, to wear booties, to bring disinfectant, to low touch, not touching a lot of things in the house, allowing the broker that you're touring with to open the doors for you. We're just following a different protocol. You have to be ready to operate in this vicinity, respect it, and that's just how we're doing it. And your agent is going to require that you be aware of these things upon entering somebody else's home, okay? It's just a sign of respect, it's a sign of the times. We follow protocol. Number 3, inventory is low. In most cases around the Portland metro area, inventory is super low. You may not have 20 homes to look at in the area you want to look at. You may have 4 or 5. So it is still, in most cases, a seller's market, but not all. So there are some areas around Portland where we're starting to see some softening, where we're starting to see longer days on market, where we're starting to see inventory increasing just a little bit. Nothing crazy, nothing to be excited about, but it's still overall just a very low inventory market. And also with that low inventory market is our tip number 4, which is interest rates. Interest rates, you guys, I preach about this. I have for years. These interest rates we're at right now are right around that 3.1%, depending on the day of the week. And that is free money, free money, okay? I've been doing this a long time. And when I got in the business, they were at 9%. Most of you guys haven't seen 9%. You would fall off your chair if you saw a 9% interest rate. But back then, people thought they were like 3% interest rates and they were refinancing like crazy. So if you're buying right now, you're crazy not to buy something. If you have any intention whatsoever to buy a house, you do it with these low interest rates. Your buying power is so good. In fact, I refinanced my house to take advantage of these low interest rates. So please do yourself a favor. And if you are considering buying an investment property or refinancing or buying, whatever the case might be, take a look at those interest rates and what it does for your payment and your buying power. Number 5, get the expectations correct and get a strategy together. So in some areas of town, in certain price points, you have to be ready to rumble. You have to be ready for battle You want to be winning your offers amongst other buyers. There are multiple offer situations happening on the regular, and you need to know if you're in that category depending on where you're looking and what price point you're looking in, and come up with an idea of what does it look like for you to win an offer, so you're not out there just getting exhausted from the process of trying to find your dream home. On the flip side, there are some areas of town and some price points that are not moving that fast, where you do have some wiggle room there to negotiate. So you kind of need to know what market you're entering based on your criteria and your specific needs. So that really comes down to setting expectations. You don't want to go out there and start lowballing people when the inventory is selling at or above asking. On the other side of that, there are some areas around town where it's a little bit softer and the play is a little bit bigger, and so buyers are able to ask for a little bit more. So it's just important to know going into this what that looks like for you and in terms of your needs. So those are my 5 power tips. I know not a lot of those are like brand news to you guys, but they are important for you to get what you want to accomplish done. So if you have any questions about the market, getting pre-approved, a lender recommendation referral, hit us up. We're happy to help.